What's up everybody, Kris Gethin here and you are in my home. So what I wanted to do today is show you just a couple of things that I like to do outside of the gym other than eating. And yes, those are our chickens. We've got several chickens over there. So it's always good to have some organic eggs. And if you have a, like a garden patch, grow some herbs, some vegetables. So, you've got some good humane raised and organic foods. So a few things that I like to do to kind of improve my recovery, my well-being, and control my cortisol levels. There's a few things, and to perk me up, give me a little bit more focus. So I'll just go through a couple while we're out here. So right here, you'd think I'm smoking a vape pen. It's called Fume. I actually have this by my desk, or by my computer, I should say. So as you can see, I got this little vape pen. And I have a lot of these sort of like wicks, okay? And what I do with these wicks, I'll put like an essential oil on them. So this one's peppermint. Peppermint is known to be very invigorating, clear your brain, so you can perk up, wake up, and focus a little bit more. So you put some of the essential oils on there, pop it in, and so I like to inhale this, all right, a few times. If I'm doing a lot of editing, if I need a lot of focus on a project that I've had on a computer. So, I'm not a heavy inhaler, but I find it helps. So as you know, like I believe a lot in the circadian rhythm, the axis of the world where everything revolves around water, food, circadian rhythm for us for sure. And so I'm a big believer in making sure that I attract the right light and distract the wrong light. So as I've mentioned before, with these blue light blocking glasses, these are the ones that I actually use when I'm on the computer, or sometimes if I'm under like halogen lamps or strip lights or anything like that, like in a gym, I want to shut off a lot of the blue light. So I'll actually wear these. They don't shut out all the blue light. These shut out a little bit more. These are the yellow lenses. So I may wear these more often than not when I'm actually indoors. This one more so in front of a computer screen so I can see clearly. And then in the evening to block out all the blue light, because obviously there's no restorative red that we have from outside. If you can get outside, great. But in the evening when you're under, a lot of lamps, or you're watching a TV or something like that, computer screen, you want to block out all blue light for a good couple of hours before you go to bed, because that can penetrate your retina, and they say it can raise your cortisol. So I find it helps, really helps. And then there's other forms of red light I like to get in. Right here is one of them. So this is my infrared sauna, which is beautiful, right outside, back of the garden. I'm able to look out here and enjoy the view. And usually I use this as my accountability to stretch, a good 5 days a week. So I'm not very good at stretching. When I say not very good at it, I'm not very good at it because I'm tight, but I'm not very good at being committed to it. So I find if I come in here for a good 20, 35 minutes and stretch during that time as well, it really helps, because obviously I'm heated up. The one thing that I like about the infrared sauna is that it does penetrate deep inside and it raises your core temperature very, very quickly. The dog shouldn't be in here, but he just wants to be in the shot, I think. What are you doing, Slate? Get out of there, buddy. Go on, wiggle off. But anyway, well, you're a good footstool. So being in here, you don't become so uncomfortable because you are penetrating deep inside. You start sweating very quickly, but from the inside out. And I just love getting the infrared lights. And there's another infrared light that I use, what's called a Juve Panel. Now, if I'm not able to get outside and get as much light as I'd like to, or any daylight, or if it's during the winter months, getting under the Juve panels are really helpful. So I'll show you that now. Oh, buddy. So this is my office and this is my treadmill desk. So, if you look at a lot of blue zones where there's centenarians around the world, they're not really hitting the gym or doing CrossFit or working out in CrossFit boxes or anything like that, but what they find is that they're active. They're very active people that live over 100 years or very later into their life with you know, a clean bill of health. And being active is very important. We sit down, then we get up, go to the gym for about an hour or so, and then that's it. We sit on our asses all day. And that's obviously not good. That's not our survival mechanism. So it's always good to move around a little bit. If you don't have a treadmill, you can sit down, stand up 50 times a day, or if not more, just make sure that's a part of your program. Do some burpees, some squat thrusts, some jumps, or stuff like that. Are you gonna get on, buddy? I think Slate may want to get on. So it's good to always move around as well. So, whilst in here as well, I'll show you these panels. So this is called a Juve light. Now this is just a mini. So this is one that I'll take when I'm traveling. As I said, if I'm, like for instance, I am traveling, I'm not able to get as much light as I wanted to, or it's that, you know, time of the year when, you know, during the winter months when there's a lot of darkness, and you want to get some restorative infrared light. Here we go. You've got a little panel, so you can shine it there on your thyroid, shine it there on your balls, or wherever you want to actually restore. But that is just one panel. What I have right here is a much larger panel. So you can generally hang this over a door and you stand in front of it, about six inches away from it for about, say, 10 minutes. And that gives me my fix of not being able, you know, to get outdoors on that day. Maybe I've got a lot of projects, I'm filming indoors, I'm in the gym, you know, constantly in my office, so I'm not getting a lot of the natural lighting as I'd like. So this is my way of controlling my environment and not getting controlled by it. Now, one of the other things that I said is very important is water. So I'm going to show you my hydrogen-rich water that I drink every day. But you'll notice that I am barefoot. One of the other things I think is important is when I was outside earlier, is like go and stand on the grass, earth yourself or ground yourself, because obviously we're exposed to a lot of EMF rays, a lot of gamma rays. So, you know, I find it important to earth myself or ground myself every now and again. It may sound a bit woo-woo and a bit hippie, but keeps me happy. Is where I do my cardio a lot of the time if I'm not outside taking this bad boy for a walk. This is my curved treadmill. So these are extremely tough on you, but when I say tough, they're very good, hard on your cardiovascular system, but very easy on your joints, because you are actually pulling on the belt. It's not powered, it's powered by yourself. You actually use your hamstrings and glutes quite a lot when you're actually running on this, which is great. And because of the curve as well, like there's no stress when you land on your front foot. And being someone that's usually a little bit heavier, this really does help for my hips, my back, my knees, you know, when I'm running. So I don't feel that I have any problems or any compound fractures or anything like that when running on these. And then right here is what is called a watt bike. A lot of professional cyclists will use these, and professional triathletes. You can measure your wattage, how much pressure you are putting on one leg, the continuous rotation of one leg, stress and power on one side to the other. It's absolutely phenomenal, and it's tough. You know, you can really increase the wind resistance on this bad boy, and I've done probably thousands of miles on that. And I used that extensively when I was getting ready for my Ironman events, especially here in Idaho in the winter. Not many people are outside cycling. So this one is great. Otherwise, I got a couple of bikes here. One is Sunshine's, who's holding the camera there, very sturdy, doing a great job there, baby. And I got my bike there as well. I got a couple of road bikes. We've got a couple of mountain bikes. So it's always good to go outside and get some, you know, I call it active therapy. So a lot of people use meditation techniques, lying down, being quiet, being still. I like to go out for a ride, and that's my form of meditation as well. So I always encourage people to get outside as much as they possibly can. It just makes you feel good. So talking about it, I think I want to go out for a ride myself, maybe tomorrow or something. So, you know, it's really good. You know, you get away from the phone, get away from distraction, get away from noise. Sometimes you don't even need an audio book or music on. You just go out there and just enjoy the silence. There's so much, I don't know, sometimes you can listen to wise words, but only in silence. If you've got like music or an audiobook or something like that going on, it's very hard to come up with ideas, I find. And you're probably going to be the same. So it's really good to just get away from distraction and noise and listen to your own thoughts.